Today I'm going to talk about the health benefits of nuts. Hi, hope you're all okay. This is Dr. Hood. I'm a medical doctor and health coach here to help busy people like you lose weight and stay healthy whilst eating more and exercising smartly. If this is your first time on this channel, then please don't forget to subscribe so you can be notified about videos which I'm going to post on a weekly basis. So today I'm going to talk about the health benefits of nuts and why you need to include them in your diet. Unless of course you're allergic to nuts, in which case you could try seeds, and I'll make sure to make a video about that. So why should you include nuts in your diet, and are they beneficial for your health? The simple answer to that question is that nuts are a tasty, nutrient-dense food that cause you more benefit than harm. The main reason for including any food in your diet. Aside from helping you lose weight, they may also have other great health benefits, which I'll go into shortly. But it's important to note that nuts are only good as part of a diet where most of what you eat are nutrient-dense foods such as other sources of fats, proteins and non-starchy vegetables. As I often repeat in many of my videos, the way in which you should approach your diet is to maximize the foods that improve your body's health. Once you do that, this corrects your body's metabolism, which leads to correction of the amount of fat your body stores, your weight and your shape. Nuts definitely are an important component of a healthy diet that will correct your body's metabolism and help you with your weight loss and health goals. So what makes them a great food that you should include in your diet? Firstly, they provide you with a range of macro and micronutrients. The macronutrients in particular, they're high in protein, fiber and good fats, in particular monounsaturated fats, saturated fat and polyunsaturated fats. They also provide many micronutrients. Examples include vitamin E and magnesium, although the range of micro and macronutrients varies between different nuts, and we're talking about nuts as a whole. So if nuts do provide you these macro and micronutrients, why do some people worry about them? Well, often people worry about nuts because of their high fat and/or high calorie content. In particular, they worry for two reasons. Firstly, that the high fat and/or high calorie content may make them fatter or prevent them losing weight. And B, the fat in the nuts may increase their risk of heart disease. So let me dispel both myths and explain to you why having nuts in your diet will A, help you lose weight and actually reduce your risk of developing heart disease. Firstly, let's address calorie content, fat content and obesity. Good fats, which nuts contain, do not make you fat, full stop. They're an important nutrient that your body needs and can actually be used as an energy source. If the fats that you consume in your diet come from unprocessed whole sources such as plants, meats, dairy, eggs and fish, then this fat will not go from your stomach onto your hips, thighs and belly. I go over this in other videos, but several studies have shown that high fat, low carb diets are more effective in the short and in long term than low fat, unnatural diets. Well, how about the calorie content of nuts? Well, that's linked to the fat content. This is because fat has a higher density of calories, more calories per gram than proteins or carbs. But that shouldn't worry you, because calories are in fact not the most important thing when it comes to managing your weight. What's more important is the quality of the food that you eat and how it affects your body's hormones, in particular fat storing hormones like insulin, and also how it affects inflammation in your body. Both of these things, the effect on the hormones and inflammation, has an effect on your body and health in the short and long term. So this can get a little confusing, but to summarize, nuts are high in good fats, which makes them high in calories, but that's not so important because they don't stimulate fat storing hormones to a great extent, and they don't increase inflammation in your body, and they can help to correct your body's metabolism, which in turn leads to weight loss and better health. So the next question is there any evidence that eating nuts helps you to lose weight or doesn't cause you to gain weight? So let's look at two studies briefly. The first study is a meta-analysis, which is basically a study of several studies that compared nut-enriched diets to controlled diets and examined whether there was an effect on weight loss or weight gain. And they looked at 33 studies covering around 1,800 people and found that nut-enriched diets did not increase your weight. Another study, known as the PREDIMED study, examined over 7,000 people for over 4 years and compared a standard or low-fat diet compared to a diet that was enriched with olive oil or with nuts with no restriction on calories, and found there was no increase in weight gain in the groups that enriched their diet with olive oil or nuts despite having higher than average calorie intake. I've provided a link to both studies below, and hopefully some of this evidence will reassure you that including nuts in your diet, which are high in fat and high in calories, will not have an effect on your weight loss goals and probably will help them. What about nut consumption and heart disease? Well, in fact, as you may have guessed already, consumption of nuts is actually protective and may reduce your risk of developing heart disease. Let's look at one paper in particular. This paper examined data from 800,000 individuals from 29 different institutions in Asia, Europe, and in North America. It showed several benefits of including nuts in your diet, and specifically calculated that an increase in 1 serving of nuts per day reduced your risk of ischemic or coronary heart disease, diabetes, and cancer, and also increased life expectancy. Provided a link to the study in the description below. One of the reasons for the beneficial effects of nuts given by the authors of this study and also other studies are that nuts have many benefits which may lead to this protective effect from chronic diseases such as heart disease, diabetes, and cancer. And this may be because of 2 reasons. Number one, they may have an anti-inflammatory effect, which has been shown in some studies in animals and also in humans, but also because they don't stimulate fat-storing hormones such as insulin in a similar manner to starchy foods or carbohydrate-based foods that are found quite commonly in a typical Western diet. What these studies don't address is which type of nuts are best. From my understanding of the evidence, there isn't enough to support one particular nut over the other. Having said that, an important component of managing your weight and your health is managing carbohydrate consumption, because I believe that an excess of carbohydrates leads to increase in stimulation of fat-storing hormones like insulin. Therefore, I tend to include lower carbohydrate, higher fat nuts such as almonds and macadamias. However, when you're starting off on your weight loss journey or you want to improve your health, I wouldn't worry too much about that detail to start off with. And then as time goes on, then you can change to eating more of the higher fat, lower carb nuts. So I want to end on one important point, that nuts are an important aspect of your diet, as long as you remember 2 things. Firstly, that you're eating 3 filling meals per day, and you only need to rely on nuts if you get hungry between meals. Secondly, that most of what you eat throughout the day and during the week is composed of healthy fats, proteins, and non-starchy vegetables. If you're regularly snacking between meals, it means that your main meals are not fulfilling enough. Maybe they're not high enough in fats or protein. But if you do get hungry, then nuts are a great convenient snack to have, and I always have some available in my food cupboard, in my car, or on my desk at work, so that I don't have to rely on sugary or carby snacks instead. I really hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, then please consider subscribing so you can get reminded about videos which I'm going to post on a weekly basis. Don't forget to have a look at the description below, where I've included links to some of the studies that I mentioned in this video and some other useful links as well. Thanks for watching.